Hi and welcome back everybody, or welcome if you are new. My name is Charlotte, and in my videos I kind of do a lot of lifestyle, cleaning, budgeting, home improvement type of videos. So if you are not subscribed already, please subscribe and hit that notification bell. And in today's video I am kind of going through some big announcements, life changes, things that are going to happen in 2023 to this channel and into my life as well. So let's go ahead and get started with the first change, which is I have paid off my car. I'm very thankful that I've been able to pay off my car really early. I paid it under half the time, so it was a loan for 6 years, I believe 72 months, and I was able to pay it off in 2 years and 11 months or something like that. So I was very focused with this car to pay as much as I can towards it to get it paid off as quickly as possible, especially since the amount that I was paying every single month was a significant amount. And by that, my minimum payment for the loan was $399.46. I actually paid $525 every single month, and then here and there I would throw some extra money. If I got a bonus or any of that type of stuff, I would throw it at it. I also closed out a CD and paid that because I weighed the interest amounts to the CD to the amount that I was paying, the interest that I paid in debt. And honestly, the penalty for closing the CD wasn't a huge amount for me. It was only 6 months. And it was $75 in interest, so I was okay with doing that. So I closed out that CD and put the $5,000 to pay off the car last year. So it was a grown-up decision to do, and I wouldn't suggest that to everybody, but for me, I weighed the interest, the two different interests, and unfortunately the debt won out, and I wanted to pay the debt off. So because the monthly payment was $525, by far that was the largest amount, and I'm thinking $525 within 6 months could pay off one of my credit cards. I mean, less than 6 months, but within 6 months I could pay off one of my credit cards. So that was my focus, was to get the car paid off first and do that, and so that way I could take that, do the snowball effect, take that $525 and put it towards credit card number 2. That is my focus to start off in January of 2023, is to take $525, pay it towards the credit card number 2, and then from there, once I pay off credit card number 2, which I am hoping will be around May or earlier, if that so happens. I would like to pay it off earlier, but the focus is to get it paid off by May of 2023. And then from there, I'll take whatever was the minimum payment for the credit card, and I kind of bump up the minimum payment on the credit cards. So that way a little bit more is going towards the interest and not just the minimum payment. So currently the minimum payment is like $115, and I am paying $120 or $125 every single month. So it's not enough to cover the interest, but at least it's causing it to go down just a fraction. But with the addition of the $525, it should go down on that. And then from there, once I pay off that credit card, I'll take that $125, $525 from the car and put it towards my business credit card that currently has my computer sitting on it. I hope to have that credit card paid off by October, November of 2023. And then from there, I can put, I think it's almost $800, and pay off the loan that I have for my home security system equipment. And that one, that's my least debt that I'm not concerned about the most, because it has a 0% interest. So whatever I pay towards it actually comes off the principal. It doesn't go up, it doesn't go down. I mean, it goes down when I pay. And the current payment on that is $62.25 every single month. So I'm kind of like, since it's not gaining interest, the credit cards are gaining interest, and that kind of is, they're all kind of on the credit score stuff. And I'd like to get all the debts paid off and do all of that, so that way it's, you know, we have improvement on that. Okay, so currently my debt is at $13,107.55. I calculated it up on my phone just now. That is the active debt that I have. It is between 2 credit cards and that home security loan. And I know that about $600 on that $13,000 is for the registration fee for a cruise that I will be going on later in 2023. So I will be eventually paying that towards that cruise. I still have a large number to pay back. So I'm almost tempted just to go ahead and put it on the credit card, and then that way I can just pay the credit card off because I have to have the cruise paid off by March, and I don't know if I'll have that possible, that amount of money. I would if I didn't pay towards debt. So it's like trying to weigh out my options right now. So, but right now I think that's what I'm going to do, since I already did the registration fee on the credit card. I might just go put it on there, and then that way I can just focus on trying to pay off the debt and not trying to pay towards the cruise. And I know there are some people saying, why are you going on a vacation when you have debt and all of the... I need a vacation, a real vacation, away, not with family. This is with friends. This is something else entirely. If I think about it, I might try to vlog some of the stuff that's going on. So we'll see how it goes at that point. But my big focus is just to be debt free by the end of the year. But with the addition of that, it's kind of, my plan may be a little skewed just a little bit, just because I might be adding that on there. So the current debt is $13,107.55. That is what I am going into 2023 with. And much lower than the, I'd have to go back and look at what it was in January of this year, but it was like $20,000 to $17,000 in debt. So I've done major things to get that down. But like I said, there's vacation on one and credit card, computer on another one. I did some home improvements to my office, and a lot of the charges went to the business credit card. And that's the second credit card that I have that I will focus on after the first credit card. So that's kind of the plan. And what will this bring towards the channel? Well, because I will be focused on paying off debt, my plan is to actually start doing monthly budget videos where I decorate my budget planner, kind of give you a rundown of what happened the previous months. I will, full disclosure on that, I will not be posting my income on that because I kind of have to keep that private with the company that I work with, and some of the retirement as well. Just know that I do have stuff in retirement. I will share with you the emergency fund, and I have a mutual money market account, and those are my 2 emergency funds. So one is my emergency fund, and the money market is my emergency fund to my emergency fund. So if I run out of money in my regular emergency fund, I have that extra cushion. But I don't count it really in my emergency fund savings because it's a in case something happens type of thing. But full disclosure, I won't be sharing that type of stuff with you in the videos, but I will share with you what I spend money on, my bills, the expenses, the debts as I'm paying off the debts, and just decorating in the planner as well, and giving you kind of like ups and downs of what happened in the month and all of that. So look forward to those. I plan to post those the first Wednesday of every single month. It may be, if the first of the month falls on a Wednesday, I may not have the video posted until the following week, because some of my accounts I wait until it's the end of the month because they don't have the interest going through. Transfers are still going through for the previous month. So I try to wait a couple days, like after the end of the month, to go through and do the end of the month budget. So just full disclosure right here, that might be happening. The second change that I have is that I now own this house. So what does that entail for 2023 for me? So as far as money goes, and this kind of goes back into the budgeting thing as well, but the money that I was paying towards rent, which was $600, I will now be putting that towards my sinking fund for the house to pay for taxes and everything. However, I've had to increase the $600 based off the current numbers. My mom, because she didn't live here in this house in the state of Texas, was not allowed to homestead the house here. She homesteaded the house that she lives in where she lives more like the majority of the year. So the taxes here are dramatically higher than where she currently lives, but because she lives in that other location more than 6 months out of the year, she had to homestead that house and not homestead this one. So once I go through, I've already put in the application to homestead the house and do all of that, at least for the end of 2022. I don't know if they'll approve it because it's only 2 weeks worth of homesteading, but hopefully it will get the stuff rolling for 2023, and I still will go and apply for 2023 just to be safe when that is opened. But the taxes, if that goes through, which it should, will dramatically drop, and I'm hoping that will happen so that way I have more money going into maintenance, because right now I don't have a lot going in for the year for maintenance. So, but right now, based off the current numbers of the 2022 taxes that my mom has paid, the HOA fees for the Homeowners Association, and the 2022 home insurance, and based on the insurance that I got for my car insurance, the house insurance will probably go up in February when that is due. But I don't know what the figures are, so I'm just basing it off of what I have previously and bumped up a little bit more. So total that I will be putting into my house sinking fund is $750 every single month. So that is a slight change to money, budgeting, all of that. So you'll see that I no longer, in my budget videos, no longer have a rent column or rent field, but it will be put into the sinking fund because I don't have a mortgage and I won't have rent, but I have to do the taxes and all the other things involved with the house. As far as other things that might happen with the house, there will be some home improvements happening, and the plan for 2023 is basically to take out the carpet in the house and then slowly go through each room, take out the carpet, and then I'm going to paint the concrete subfloor and have that as my flooring until I can eventually afford LVP flooring throughout the house. And that also includes not just taking up the carpet, but taking up the engineered wood floor as well. And a lot of people would say, why are you taking out the engineered? I have cats. They make a lot of mess. Having wood floor is not the best for animals. So that's why I'm going to LVP, because it'll be easier to clean and maintain for me, and it's just me to do that type of stuff in the house. So it's kind of like, I want to make it easier for me to make it so that way it's easier to maintain, and when on those days that I'm busy, it's not as difficult, or weeks that are busy, it's not that much more difficult to maintain. Now, besides the flooring, there has been some issues with the HVAC system, and I will be later this year, it won't be January, it may be January that I call for a second opinion on stuff, but I'm not sure. I have to figure that out. But it's basically kind of get a second opinion on what the AC people said on the AC unit during the summer, and see if it's the whole drama. If I have to replace the entire AC furnace, condenser, or if I can just replace the condenser and the AC will still work and the furnace will still work with the insulation we have in the attic, all of that type of stuff. So, and my mom said that she would, if I get a quote on the condenser to replace the condenser, she will pay for that. But I want to get a second opinion on what this salesperson said that we have to do with the HVAC, meaning that if we've put spray foam in the top of the attic, so along the roof boards basically, and took out the insulation from the bottom of the attic, and the guy is saying we have encapsulated the attic And with the furnace we currently have, it needs to be replaced. And this furnace was replaced in 2013 when it died on me right before Thanksgiving. And I don't believe what he is saying. My mom doesn't believe what he is saying either. So I want to get a second opinion and not tell them what this guy has said. I just want them to go up in the attic and say, I want a second opinion. Go up there, look around, get your thoughts, come down and let me know what you think needs to be done. And if they come back and say, you need to replace the furnace, it needs to be this, then it's something that I will have to look into. The furnace is currently running. We are currently having some of our coldest days. I'm filming this the day after Christmas Day, so it's the 26th. So it's not as cold today, but the furnace has been going. It's working. The furnace is working. It's 65 inside this house, which is hot for me, but if you couldn't tell with the red face, it's hot for me. But with my mom here and the colder weather, I didn't want pipes to freeze, so I normally have my heat set at like 62, and that's good for me. I'm not getting hot in bed. I'm not freezing either. If I am, I go and get something hot to drink. And anyways, rambling. So there's some stuff that I need to do with the HVAC system as well to figure out what we're gonna do. And then long-term things. This means 10 to 20 years down the road, which I hope they are sooner than 10 to 20 years down the road, because the house is 45 years old as of last 2022. So this year it's 45 years old. So it's not old, but it's not young either. So, sorry, my neighbor's going out walking his dog, and dog has a blanket and it's so cute. Future plans. So I mentioned the flooring. So eventually, depending on the HVAC system and all of that, once I pay off debt, I want to save up money for flooring or HVAC, whatever. It all depends on what happens with that. So eventually I would like to replace the flooring with the LVP that I mentioned. And with me replacing the carpet, or not replacing, but pulling up the carpet and having the floor painted, I don't plan to level any spots. I'm halfway tempted not even to patch up the holes where there are tack strips currently, because I'm going to be putting floor on it eventually. I don't need to have you know. Anyways, so I'm still debating that. So it's because that adds extra time into the stuff, and I can't just do it over a weekend. But the flooring, eventually I would like to do LVP, and with me ripping out the carpet, that is about half of the cost, or of the quote that I got previously with words. The quote was $16,000 or something like that, and half of it was removing the carpet and the wood floor. And if I can take that obstacle out, I'm like, okay, we're looking at $8,000 to $10,000. And by then, some of the LVP might be a little bit cheaper, might be more expensive. You never know with the industry and with labor and all of that. And also, I may have to have some areas of the floor leveled. I do know in the laundry room that there is some, and it's on the original laminate flooring that was put in, vinyl laminate that was put in the 70s. So it's still the stone pattern that's from the original flooring, and that so that will be interesting to take up. Hopefully there's not asbestos in there. Might need to check that. But the flooring is one thing eventually that I'm hoping to do within like the next 3 years, is to have the LVP flooring throughout the house. The windows are another thing that I'd like to eventually replace. I currently have single pane windows, which are lovely when you want to hear everything that's going on outside, and you want to have condensation on your windows because, you know, the hot and the cold, there's no separation between the two. And yeah. So I would like to eventually replace the windows to get a little bit more insulation into the house and some more, what's it called? More energy efficient. That's the word that I'm looking for. So that would be a plan. One other thing is new screen doors or storm doors for the front and back doors. So that could be something within the year or two. But it is something that I'd have to call a handyman. Then the kitchen remodel, which is the biggest thing out there and the most costly. Well, windows are costly too, but the kitchen is the most, because I want to replace everything. Let's put it that way. I also want to tear down a wall, and that might involve getting a beam and all of that. I'll insert a picture of what I'm kind of thinking about. This is a house from an area in the little subdivision that I am in, and they kind of did what I would like to do, where it's basically tear down the wall, and they have a huge island, but it's not really an island because they have two, it's not beams, but columns that are supporting the beam that is up there. And I am okay with that because I would be able to see. That is the biggest thing. It's like, I just want to be able to see. I want more light coming into the house, and a lot of light comes in the kitchen window, and I'd like to be able to spread that out throughout the entire house and not just the kitchen. I also would like to reorganize things. I don't necessarily need a big, huge walk-in closet. It's nice to have a walk-in pantry. However, with my organizing style, it's when I'm trying to hide things, I shove them behind doors, and I tend to do that when I'm just doing a quick clean in the kitchen. If there are boxes or something like that, I just shove it into the pantry and then I shut the door, and it's like, oh, it's not there. That type of thing. So I'd rather have basically a pantry that is part of the cabinetry. And a lot of people are like, but you'll lose all the storage, and it doesn't work for my organizing style. That is why I want to do that. So there are other things where it's like, I'd like to recess the water spigot that's behind the refrigerator, that's for the ice maker. So recess that into the wall so I can actually push the refrigerator further back into the wall. The oven, I don't necessarily need to have a microwave oven combo. I think I would like to have just the single oven because I don't do a lot of cooking, but like a convection oven or something like that. And I know that there's some venting and stuff like that. So it's like, that's where I'd have to get with a contractor and designer and all of that and try to figure out what I can do. But it's basically keep the oven kind of where it's at, but in the lower cabinets. I'd like to get rid of the peninsula. We can extend out into the back entry a little bit because I don't necessarily need a kitchen dining nook, as you can tell with the back entry. So I can take some room for there and use that. I could even, get rid of the shoe cabinets, make something, have one of the cabinets in there be a shoe cabinet, one that's for the pets, all of that. So it's like I could actually extend all of that a little bit further. So yeah, that's the biggest, costliest thing. And as far as the bathrooms and things like that, I know when I do the flooring, I'm going to replace the toilets. The toilets are the original toilets from the 70s. One of them is currently leaking somewhere in the whole thing, so it's causing it to run. So I've just turned off the water to the toilet. That's the one in the master bathroom. So when you see me cleaning, I'm never cleaning that toilet because it's not being used. It's just being used as a stepping stone to get up into the window by the cats. The toilets will need to be replaced when I do the flooring. That's the plan. And then eventually I'd like to redo the cabinets in the bathroom. And because they're just like the kitchen cabinets, they're built in place, they're made out of, I just don't like them. Let's put it that way. I just don't like them. So I don't mind the countertops. The countertops are perfectly fine, but the cabinets underneath, I just don't like the cabinets. So those are the kind of like home improvement things that I'm thinking of. I still need to go out and finish my garage clean out stuff from earlier this year and actually start hanging up some shelves. I need to work on some closets. So there's a lot of things that are things that I plan to do. I just need to pay off my debt first, and then I will work on doing some of the home improvements, but I am definitely going to be ripping out the carpet this year. So look forward to videos on that this year where I go into the rooms and start ripping out the carpet, painting the floors. It will be a lot of redundancy in those, but I know a lot of people like watching people paint. It's kind of like it's not ASMR, but it's the relaxing videos that people like to watch. So I'll be putting that out there, and I may do some slight redecorating in the house, but not much. I do need to get into the back part of the house and start painting walls and all of that. So it may be one of those where I paint the walls and then I come through and paint the floor and then move everything back into the room. So it will be bigger projects. So yeah, there's some stuff going on. I also need to cut a lot of bushes, like not just trim bushes, but there's a lot of yaupon in the back of the house that I'd like to cut down to like next to nothing. They are resilient bushes here in Texas, and you can cut them down like this and they will continue to grow. Doesn't matter about freezing weather or any of that. They're resilient. And I just like to, you know, start doing some stuff on the outside as well. So there's lots and lots and lots and lots of home improvement videos to come up through the years, but specifically focused for 2023. It will be redoing the floors. I will try to fit at least a couple more, like the hallway and wall painting, stuff like that, but I am focused on getting the carpet out because the cats are tearing up the carpet, and the carpet was put in 93 or 94, and it's just time to get rid of it. I am tired of having all the extra dust from the carpet. So that's where we're at right now. So yes, I hope everybody will look forward to those videos, and I am sorry if this video is a lot longer than normal, but I just wanted to kind of share with you guys some of the big things that have happened, and it just happened in December of 2022. So big things, car paid off, and then the house is finally mine. So the two big things that have happened. And then after that, it's just giving you guys an update. I am still planning to do my cleaning videos. I'm still trying to do everything. The cats are all healthy for right now. We have a vet appointment on the 13th of January, so we'll see what happens after that. For those of you that don't know, I have 4 cats that live inside. 3 of them have major dental issues. One of them is a 15-year-old cat, so she'll be 15 and a half soon. So she pretty much has no teeth left in her mouth, enough to be able to bite me though. So she still has her canine teeth, but not many back here. And then I have 2 of my younger cats. They're 2.5. They'll be 3 next year. And they have, at 18 months, had major teeth cleaning surgery to remove some teeth on both of those cats. So I'm afraid what this year is going to bring. And one of them is chewing this tree right here, which makes me think he's having some teeth problems. I hope everybody enjoyed this video. If you are not subscribed already, please go ahead and subscribe and hit that notification bell so that way you are notified every single time I do post a video. Like I said, I have cleaning videos that I do plan to keep posting on Saturday mornings, so that way you can get up and clean along with me. I will be doing budgeting videos every single month, so look forward to those. And then I will throw in the DIY home making refreshed videos here and there on Wednesdays. If there are any other videos that you are interested in, please let me know in the comments down below. If not, I hope everybody has a wonderful new year, and I will see you guys in 2023. Bye everybody.